most of the time that personality is intact and their same dreams and hopes are there.
If I hadn't come here, I wouldn't have been where I am at now.
NeuroRestorative San Antonio program offers community-based rehabilitation services for adults with brain injury and other neurological challenges.
When we're talking about traumatic brain injury or stroke, there's this sudden onslaught, this sudden catastrophic change. People were going to school, they were attending college classes, they were holding down a full-time job, they were being a mother, a father, and in an instant, their lives are changed forever. Every single brain injury is different, no two are alike, and what we pride ourselves on is really tailoring a program and not having a cookie-cutter approach. The unique cognitive and physical limitations or deficits that a client may have need to be addressed. When they come to us, we put it all together and truly provide comprehensive services. That's what NeuroRestorative is all about.
We offer an array of individualized outcome-driven programming and support services, including residential neural rehabilitation and behavioral stabilization, transitional and supported living, and day treatment.
We offer a wide array of services depending upon the needs of the individual and their family. Some folks may have a mild or perhaps even a moderate brain injury, and they have good family support, so they can live at home and come to us for day services.
I was in a crosswalk and a car hit me.
The doctor came and said, well, we don't know, it might be a traumatic brain injury because we don't know how long she was without oxygen. The initial shock of that, of course, is like, wow, what's going on?
After recovering from her physical injuries in an acute care hospital, Pam was able to return home to her husband and 6-year-old son, but she wasn't ready to return to work and found that the routine tasks of family life were a challenge.
She went through physical therapy, which got her strength somewhat back, enough to at least walk again. But the cognitive parts weren't there. It was suggested to us that we should go to neuro rehab.
Pam began attending NeuroRestorative San Antonio's day program to help rebuild the skills that will allow her to return to her job as an employment readiness manager at a nearby Air Force base, where she works with service members preparing to retire and return to civilian life.
I started back to work Monday, and I went to work today. It was a long day, but it was great. And I'll go back again on Friday. So I'll go to NeuroRestorative on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Employment readiness, this is Pam. How may I assist you?
NeuroRestorative will visit job sites with the approval of the client and the employer and look at the job demands and make sure that the cognitive abilities, the physical abilities are there and what modifications can be made in the workplace so that a return to employment may be successful.
NeuroRestorative San Antonio's day treatment program offers physical, speech, and occupational therapy in both our clinic and the community.
Another S at the end to say sons.
If I tell them that I'm having difficulties sitting up or sitting on the ground and standing up, we'll work on that. I was having difficulties writing, and literally sitting down and writing my name was a task. And they brought in a board and we sat down and we wrote my name. Typing is a big factor in my job, and I type every day at NeuroRestorative with 97% accuracy.
We came here, and the difference that I see is in this month's time frame is night and day. The endurance she has, being able to do things, from barely being able to sit up in bed to yesterday she was baking cookies.
For those requiring a more intense level of rehabilitation and support, NeuroRestorative San Antonio's residential neural rehabilitation programs are located in quiet residential neighborhoods.
I think one of the real advantages of the services that we offer is that the residential portion is in a home that looks like anybody else's home. It's not a medical facility, it's not a nursing home, it's a real home.
NeuroRestorative San Antonio's community-based residences feature private bedrooms for each participant, accessible bathrooms, and large, spacious kitchens, as well as warm and welcoming common living spaces for participants to enjoy with one another, visitors, or independently.
We talk about two phases of the recovery. The first is a continuation of the rehabilitation services that they've received mostly in acute care rehab hospitals. The second, though, and in many cases the more important, is this ability to return to the community, to take the skills that they have learned in the therapeutic settings and apply them to real-life tasks. So, for example, it's important for the person to work on range of motion in the rehab setting. But it's also important for them to be able to take that skill and apply it to getting groceries off the aisle in a grocery store, cooking, meal planning, cleaning, laundry. Those are the kinds of challenges that they will face when they return to their home. And so if we can help them to reacquire those skills in our home and make it easier for them to return back to the community.
What we do is not simulate real life, we are real life.
Billy sustained his brain injury after an accident on a ranch.
Billy is the classic Texas gentleman. Billy needs to feel productive and to feel like he is a whole man.
All the engines work.
On day's work.
I'm 27 years post my injury. And I've been through hell and high water. I've been to, I guess, 15 rehab, you know, and this one here is good.
Billy was injured as a young man, and so many of the typical life milestones that we take for granted have been taken away from Billy. But what he needs, and what virtually anybody needs, is the opportunity to feel like they matter, to feel like they have purpose.
I do a good job at landscaping.
To that end, we encourage Billy to be involved in volunteering in the community and to pursue his hobbies, which include gardening and yard work. For us, I think one of the key principles is know the person. If we do, then we can help them build a set of experiences and skills around things that are meaningful to them. Billy is a person who derives a strong sense of identity from his physical abilities. That's who he is in his mind, and so it's real important for him to have those opportunities.
He's happy, and that's really what we look out for as a case manager. I want him to be taken care of and be safe, and also enjoy his life, and that's important.
Erica sustained her brain injury in an accident several years ago and is working hard to develop the skills she needs to become independent.
Erica is fabulous. Erica has a charm and a quality about her that it's dynamic. And Erica is dealing with the long-term effects of brain injury, wanting to find employment and also re-entering the communities.
I just want to have my own independent life. I want to start a family with someone. I also want to have a job. I'd like to go back to school. I had big plans before my accident. I wanted to go to Juilliard or Harvard.
For Erica, one of our main challenges is to help her develop her job skills so she can attain some kind of employment.
Can't we have pride in our work?
Don't you?
I do.
I know, I can tell. You're doing a great job.
Erica is volunteering at the food bank. The skills that Erica's working on there are physical stamina, dynamic standing balance, interacting, greeting people, working with others, sustaining attention. All of those qualities are necessary for return to work or sustaining employment.
Another one down, 31.
Another one bites the dust.
31, let me get another one for you.
You might have to hire me full time here.
That may not be such a bad idea.
It was a Sunday, he was fine, no warnings of any sort. It was a massive stroke. He had lost 66% of his brain on his right side. He was in the hospital for 21 days, 18 days in ICU.
When Mark was ready to be discharged from the acute care hospital after his stroke, Melissa knew that he wasn't ready to come home. After a brief stay at another rehabilitation program, Melissa brought Mark to NeuroRestorative San Antonio.
I've been married 33 years and never seen him act this way. And he was refusing to have any contact with the others, refusing to do therapy, just argumentative, angry all the time.
There are times when faced with someone who is very challenging, you have to dig a little deeper and you have to be creative. And ultimately, you think, what if that was my mom or dad? What would I do to take care of them? And those are the days you come together as a team. With NeuroRestorative, the entire clinical team works together to find the best solution at NeuroRestorative, but we never give up.
And then the next day, on the 5th day that he was here, I came to see him and walked in, and he was in the wheelchair wheeling around practicing, and said, "Hey, wait, I want to show you how I can walk." They had him walking, moving his left leg, where no one else has been able to do that. He actually had eaten supper with the group, and he just bonded with them. And he told me, he said, because he'd been saying, "I want to go home, I can't believe you brought me here." And he told me, he said, "You knew what you were doing. You brought me to the right place. These people know what they're doing."
You gonna do this?
No, you're doing it, Mark, okay?
Mark. What?
Look at that. When that's 10 minutes, you're finished.
Okay, thank you.
It was such a relief because, you know, you don't know what to expect from one moment to the next. He's never going to be himself again. But if we can get him back to being somewhat himself, that's great. It makes me feel wonderful. It really does. To know that they treat him with such kindness and such care.
NeuroRestorative serves individuals from all walks of life and at every stage of rehabilitation on the road to recovery from brain injury. And we offer specialized rehabilitation services and supports designed to meet the unique needs of military service members and veterans.
Because San Antonio is such a strong military town, there's a lot of individuals here who are associated with military, either through the VA or active duty service members who have acquired brain injuries. We feel like we have a strong responsibility to serve those individuals. They made significant sacrifices for our freedom, and we feel like we have an obligation to try to provide the best possible care. That's an obligation and an honor that we take quite seriously here.
NeuroRestorative's understanding of military culture, honed from years of experience serving America's heroes, enables us to provide individualized treatment and support programs designed to help veterans and military service members enhance their physical abilities and develop daily living skills to meet their goals of independence and reintegration into civilian life.
It is a wonderful feeling to be able to give back to these individuals who fought for our very right to be here. People with brain injury have the same desires as you or I. They want to be loved, they want to feel needed, they want to feel productive. And by participating in a community-based program, they have that social interaction. They have the feeling that they're making a difference and that they're making a contribution. And that makes a tremendous difference in their recovery. The pathway may take a detour, and NeuroRestorative gets them back on the road.
If you'd like more information about NeuroRestorative or any of its programs, visit our website at neurorestorative.com.